Hi, my name is Tamara. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have been meaning to make this video for quite a while now, and I'm so excited that I finally get to do this. What I'm about to talk about, it might be a little difficult for some people, but it's a very important topic, and I think that by me sharing my testimony, that a lot of people can benefit from that. So that's the reason why I've decided that it's time for me to, you know, make this video and get my testimony out there. So today I'm going to be talking to you about recovering from the trauma of being sexually abused. Now, when I was 6 years old, I first encountered sex abuse by two people in the town that I lived in. I was walking home alone, and they stopped me and said that they wanted to show me something, and they took me behind this building, and one of them molested me while the other one, he was watching to make sure that no one was coming. Now, after this happened, they told me not to tell anyone, but I couldn't tell anyone because I didn't know what had happened. I didn't understand it. I've never seen anything like that. I've never heard anything like that. I didn't know what had happened. But I remember going home and, you know, taking a bath, like washing, just trying to wash it away. And I felt it leaving me. I didn't know what exactly it was, but I knew that I felt something literally leaving me. And I never got it back until after Jesus healed me. After that first encounter with being sexually abused, I was abused again, and this time it was for a longer period. This time it was by my uncle, and this time lasted about a 2-year period. Now, after that happened, I was completely broken. I didn't know, how I was going to cope. I couldn't really tell anyone. I didn't really want to deal with it. I just thought that I could just pretend that it never happened. I could just go on with my life and I would be okay. But I didn't understand that the damage that's done from being sexually abused is so extreme that it can't be undone just by wishing it away. So fast forward to me being in my 30s, and I got saved. I am spending time with Jesus and having all of these issues in my 20s. I was dating and just really dating the wrong people because of what had happened to me in my childhood. I had such very low self-esteem, so I just settled for whatever guy would come along because I didn't really think that anyone would want to love me because I was, in my own mind, I was damaged goods, and I was damaged because of being sexually abused. So I felt like no one would really want me. So I just settled for being in really bad relationships. Now, after I got saved, I remember, Jesus coming to me, and he said to me, "You're hiding something from me." And after he said that to me, I knew exactly what he meant. But it was kind of confusing because I didn't really think that he would want to know about the pain that I was hiding. I didn't really think that I could talk to God about, being sexually abused. But after he said that to me, I realized that this was something that he wanted me to share with him. And I took him up on that offer, and I totally just allowed him into that space in my life, and just released everything to him. I didn't hold anything back. Whatever I was feeling about that, I would just pray about it or talk to him about it. And it really, being able to share that with him really made our relationship so much stronger, because I didn't have anything to hide. I had nothing to hide from him. And it was just such a wonderful experience, to know that that was a part of my life that he cared about. So often we think that, God only wants the good things, but he really wanted me to share that with him. And if I didn't take him up on that opportunity to open myself up to him about, all the brokenness of what I was feeling, it would have, I don't think that our relationship would have grown in the way that it grew, because there would have always been this thing that would have kept us apart, or kept us further away from each other. But because I was willing to open up and tell him how I was feeling, he not only healed me, but it brought our relationship closer. Um, I remember, um, I remember after, I told God about, how I was feeling, and just trying to come to terms, because even though I told him about how I was feeling, there was still, there was a lot of soul healing that I had to do. I had to work on, you know, I had to work on, like, the things that I had believed, the lies I believed about myself, that I wasn't good enough. I had to really do a lot of soul work on, you know, realizing that, yes, I was good enough. And yes, I don't have to settle for less. I am, you know, good enough just to be the way that I am. Um, and I remember I was, Jesus gave me this assignment, and it was an assignment, like, in order for me to really be healed, I would have to, you know, want to go and pursue finding a husband, because I just totally did not even want to deal with relationships. And so he gave me an assignment, like, so that I would want to have a husband, because he didn't want me to shut down, that part of my life, and just totally, because sometimes you can say you don't want something because you don't want to deal with the pain, and I didn't want to deal with the pain. I just wanted to not deal with the deal with trying to find a husband or anything like that. I just wanted all the pain that, to go away. But the way Jesus healed me is he allowed me to go through all those feelings that I had stored up about, finding a husband, and really deal with them. And that way, I could come to terms with how I was feeling about myself. And I remember this dramatic thing that he did. He gave me this assignment that I should find a husband, and I didn't want to. So I was I watched this video about, you know, how you were supposed to, I was watching a pastor on TV, and he was talking about, a godly marriage and what it was like. And I had no idea, you know, what that even looked like. I've never heard anything like that. And I remember I was like crying because I was just so, I was like, why no one ever told me that, that's what it was supposed to be about. But at the same time, I was so broken up because I never got to choose. I never got to choose the path that I would take, because someone took my choice away from me. Someone made the choice about my first time having sex without my permission. And that hurt because I couldn't get my chance back. I couldn't get my choice back. And that really, really hurt. So I remember I was lying on my bed and I was crying, and I heard Jesus distinctly. I heard his voice, and he said, that wasn't my will for you. And I followed his voice, and I saw his hands, and it was a very I literally saw his hands. His hand was white as snow, and he placed his hand in my belly, which is where your spirit is. And he literally took the pain away that I was carrying all those years. I did not know what he was doing. All I know is when he did that, I was in so much pain that I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And when he took his hand away, all the pain left me. Now, I share this story just to tell people that, there is healing in God. I grew up believing that I was never going to be okay, that I always had to live with a part of me being broken, that I always had to settle for less, that there was no true healing. And honestly, there isn't any way to have complete healing, to have complete wholeness, because true wholeness is only in God. What do I mean when I say that? See, a lot of people can have therapy. Like you can, in the world, all we know is therapy is the way to become healed from sexual abuse. But it doesn't truly heal you, because when you're sexually abused, you're damaged on 3 levels. Your spirit is damaged, your soul is damaged, and your body is damaged all at once. So, because all those 3 levels are damaged, you're going to need to become whole. To be okay, you're going to need healing on all 3 levels. So your spirit has to be healed, your soul has to be healed, and your body has to be healed. Now, once your body is healed and, you can come to terms with it in some way, or you can seek therapy to find a way to cope. But that will never be the solution, because there's only one solution for the problem of being sexually abused, and that's through Jesus Christ. He is the only way that you can ever become completely whole. And that's because there's a spiritual factor to being sexually abused. And only God can heal your spirit. There is no other way for spiritual wholeness except through Jesus. So while you may seek therapy to deal with the issues in your soul, you'll still be broken. That's why there's so many people in the world who have no hope, or when it comes to sexual abuse, they will go to therapy, and then they're still wake up every day still dealing with the same issues, are still in pain, still having bad days, and never truly able to let it go, because the spiritual factor has not been healed, and it cannot be healed except through Jesus Christ. Now, when Jesus healed my spirit, he healed my spirit in a dramatic way. But there are different ways in which he could heal your spirit. It doesn't have to be in the way that he healed mine, in that dramatic way. He can heal your spirit through prayer. He can heal your spirit through worship. He can heal your spirit by someone laying hands on you. There are so many ways for him to heal you. But what I want to get across to you is that there is healing. You do not have to live with the pain of sexually abuse if you surrender it to God, because he can heal completely. Sex abuse does not have to be a life sentence. There is healing through Jesus Christ. And I just hope that whoever watches this video can be encouraged to seek God, to seek his presence, to go after him, in prayer, in worship, just reading your Bible, just getting to know him. First, just surrender to him, because that is the only way that you're ever going to be whole. But I think sometimes that we are not aware that there is a solution to the problem. So we cope the best way we can, and we think that that's all, because truly in the world, that's all they tell you, because they don't know about they don't understand, because so many people in the world, they do not understand this fact that only through Jesus Christ can your soul be healed, because only God can heal only God can heal your spirit. You can your soul is up to you. Like you can there are many ways you can heal your soul. You can read, you can do different things, but your spirit is only God can heal your spirit. And as I mentioned, a sexual abuse is it's tridimensional. It's tridimensional, which means it affects you on all three levels: your spirit, soul, and body. And while you may have your soul may be healed, you may come to terms with that fact, but you will still have pain. You will still have bad days. You will still be, coping, or still have to be dealing with the pain because your spirit is not healed. And until your spirit is healed, that's the only time where you can truly be free from that trauma. So I invite you, you know, to just surrender your pain. Just understand that you do not have to live with that pain, and surrender it to God, because there is true healing. And I know that there are so many people who are suffering and have been suffering for years, and with this trauma, because I suffered with this for years. I suffered with this for 30 years of my life, and I never thought that I would be okay. I never thought, because I didn't even know that there was such a thing. I didn't even understand what happened. And that, I didn't understand what happened and how you are damaged. That you are damaged on, the way in which you are damaged, and that in the way in which you were healed, until I surrendered to God, until He taught me, until He healed me. I would not have understood it. So that's why I'm sharing my story with you today, and I hope that you're inspired enough to know that you do not have to suffer with this anymore, because true healing does exist. And if you allow God to come into those broken places in your heart, and He will heal you, because He did it for me. I am a testimony that you don't have to deal with this anymore. It doesn't have to define you. You know, you don't have to live with low self-esteem. You don't have to live with, you don't have to feel like you're less than. You can be completely whole. You can have the freedom to not have to deal with this anymore. And that all of that comes by having a relationship with Jesus Christ. So if you have any questions at all about my story, and what I have gone through and how God has healed me, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will try my best to answer them. Also, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.